cheerio, bonjour, hello. So this video is compliments of Brooke Russell. Thank you kindly. My email is below. If you would like my 2 cents on things, please shoot it my way. I apologize for the background noise, but I guess some senators are flying home, and so there's helicopters. So there are helicopters everywhere because we all know they care about global warming. So this baby is 2 hours and 5 minutes long. I'm not sure we'll be able to get through this in one spot. My goodness, turn your ringer off, you dumb. Oh, it's my daughter with a penis. She just moved to Nashville, and she has a job as an armed security guard. That's the MacBook doing it. I apologize. The phone's off. And she loves her job. She has to wear a bulletproof vest, and I'm not so keen on my child being in a position where she has to wear a bulletproof vest, but I'm glad that she has a penis. Okay, the Watts family tapes. As always, I have not watched even one moment of this because I'm funnier the first time. Footsteps of murder. Well, that's a little creepy. Oh, she looks good there. No lips, but looks good. Oh, you got that patch there. Oh, that's beautiful. This is going to make me sad. Sonogram, I guess, of Nico. Oh, so Doctor, what's up? They're showing photos. This is Shannon's gravesite. Now they have the oil tanks. Why the heck would you put that in? Hey, guys. So, I'm not going to back up. They showed a photo of the Watts home with all those flowers and teddy bears and stuff. And people do that everywhere, anytime there's a big drama. Who cleans that stuff up? Was he in Missouri or Illinois? That dude, Chris Coleman, his father was a preacher, and he murdered his wife and his 2 sons. And his sons were something like 10 and 8. I'm not justifying Chris Watts. I don't even know how to say this. But I think if I'm going to murder my child, it's a little easier if I've only known them 3 and 5 years versus 7 and 10 or 8 and 10 as Chris Coleman did. Chris Coleman is actually in the same prison as Chris Watts. If you're interested in Chris Coleman, let me know below and I'll cover it. I can't even believe I just talked to myself about murdering my children. I don't understand these people. Every time I watch a case of someone, and right as they're sentenced and they say guilty and their face doesn't change, I'm always shocked by that. But then I think, whoa, you wouldn't have murdered someone in the first place. I would definitely hire someone else to do it. Chris has lost some weight here. Please note, no copyrights infringements. And I don't want any either, so you guys, please link to this channel. On the eve before pleading guilty, Colorado killer Chris Watts was visited in prison by his last 3 living loved ones. The prison visit took place November 5th. The next day, Chris Watts pled guilty to the murders. Okay, remember, if the police think you have committed a crime, do not speak to them without an attorney. But now B, they arrest you anyway. Once you're in jail, you never ever speak about your case on the phone. You don't write letters. None of that. That idiot Michael, what was his name? Michael Dunn, in 2012, he murdered Jordan Davis. This dude pulled into a gas station, and it was 4 teenagers in the car, and they had their rap music jamming. He still chose to pull next to the car. And he ended up murdering Jordan. But then he got into prison, or jail. I'm sorry. Prison is after you're sentenced. He got into jail, and he started writing his family all sorts of letters about the incident. And he got to court, and all they did was prove everything, show all his contradictories. Is that the word I'm looking? He was very contradictive. I'm not really sure. He messed himself up. That's the easy way to put it. Okay, well, Chris did not do that. Chris sat in that interrogation room that Wednesday evening, looked at his father, and said, Shannon killed your grandchildren. And then he did not speak to his parents even one more time until the night before the sentencing. His parents fully believed Shannon did it. And remember something else. Shannon had attacked Cindy. The last day Shannon was in that house, she charged Cindy, ran down the hallway. And the house wasn't huge, so it couldn't have been a huge house. But that had to be frightening and threatening. Cindy could have had Shannon arrested for that. But because Cindy didn't want to cause drama, she let it go. I don't know why anyone hates on Cindy. Or Ronnie. Shannon was the nut job. The Watts family objected to the release of this film. Let's see. The Watts family or the Ruzeks? I say that because the Ruzeks enabled this woman. That's how she became who she was.
Out of Colorado, the killings of 30 hours after pleading for their return.
Anderson Cooper. His mother is Gloria Vanderbilt.
Chris Watts always seemed like a devoted father and family man, but when his family went missing, they say he never cried once, never showed any emotion. Police believe they found the body of 34-year-old Shannon Watts on petroleum company property where her husband used to work. Later, finding bodies they believe are the couple's 2 daughters nearby.
Say hi.
Shannon, 4-year-old Bella, and 3-year-old Celeste vanished Monday. Shannon was 15 weeks pregnant, missing a doctor's appointment. Watts admitting he and Shannon...
You know what? Why not say hi? Why not put the phone down and be a mother?
Had a disagreement early that day.
After Watts led
detectives to their bodies, Shannon was discovered in a shallow grave. Bella and Celeste
wasn't that shallow.
Stuffed in nearby oil tanks. Our
Had to have room for those fingernails.
The girls' bodies were found concealed in oil and gas tanks. Watts desired to start a new life with his girlfriend. In court, horrific new revelations. Shannon was strangled. Daughters Celeste and Bella.
Think about NK. Yes, she knew he was married. However, when they first met, he lied to her. Well, I don't really know if he lied to her or not, because at one point she says, "Who's us?" And he says, "My wife and my kids." And we're not sure if he already told her they were separated. I don't understand why anyone ever hates the other woman. The wife and the husband make the commitment. The other woman is not in the commitment. Women who get ticked off at, you cheated with my boyfriend. Why are you mad at her? Your boyfriend made the commitment with you, not her. This woman, come on, man.
Now, in a plea deal made just last week, he pled guilty to all 9 charges against him. His mother now...
I sure hope they didn't have those columns in their house. In their home. I've never seen them before. But
in the deal he took to avoid the death penalty, saying he was forced.
Your life is not over. It is not over.
Yeah, your life is over, babe.
And you better stay strong.
What exactly is she saying about the crime? Is she defending her son?
Cindy Watts believes that her son Chris should fight, and she also says that his attorneys have kept her and her husband from giving any sort of input into this plea deal. They've also limited their contact with Chris to almost nothing since his arrest.
I have very, 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 can I say it 4 more times? Very, 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 very mixed emotions. I do believe he should be in prison forever. However, there were, what's the word? Exculpatory? What is the word? This man, okay, Sarah Boone, you guys know her. She zipped her boyfriend up in a suitcase February 3 years ago. Her trial starts next month. She's now claiming battered spouse defense or battered spouse something. I almost feel like Chris could have done the same, and then I would not have been happy had he been found not guilty. But I believe he had a legitimate claim. He was 100% a battered spouse. Shannon never laid a hand on him. She murdered them with money. And you guys, there have been times in your life you didn't sleep at night because you had a bill coming up or you were trying to figure out how to pay something. Financial stress is serious and it's very, very real. And he spent 5 weeks figuring out that 3 years ago they had declared bankruptcy and she had just crucified them all over again. She had not paid the stinking homeowners since the bankruptcy. But oh my goodness, her nails look good.
Why he's pleading guilty?
Because he killed his family.
I'd fight.
Cindy, you wouldn't have killed your family.
When I hear the evidence in this case are a senseless crime and the viciousness. This is perhaps the most inhumane and vicious crime that I have handled out of the thousands
I wonder how much that tombstone cost.
cases that I have seen.
I know it's so hard for you. I know it's so hard for you, Christopher. I can see it. I can see it in your face. I can see it in your eyes.
Okay, Cindy, then, well, I have, again, mixed emotions. Then why years earlier didn't you say, Chris, you need to divorce this woman and get to your life? But I think part of it was Cindy and Ronnie were terrified that if they said the wrong thing, Chris would shut them out again because Shannon made him shut them out. You know, they weren't at the wedding. Hey, you guys, there's a certain prince from Canada whose wife did the exact same thing. If someone is trying to alienate you from your family, that's a red flag. I mean, that's a huge red flag. Why would you not? Yes, wake up. Oh my goodness. Cindy, you should have said something, but I understand. They had that big religious service, and yet they never went to church. I find that funny.
15 months pregnant, and the 2 girls went missing a few days ago.
I don't doubt those children are with the Lord.
They're a small
Not even a little.
This has taken
Won't say anything about the mother.
On them. This investigation, they've been working around the clock.
Hi.
Hey,
You look good.
you too.
Do you know how much you're loved?
Can
Do
you
you
even
have
imagine?
any idea?
I love you too.
And for those of you who have children, put yourself in this situation, in Cindy's shoes. Can you even imagine? And it's worse because Cindy knew Shannon was crazy. I already brought it up, but just weeks earlier, Shannon had, charged her down the hallway. Cindy knew 8 years ago that Shannon was crazy. Can you even imagine how this woman feels? Oh my goodness, the empathy.
Chris, we love you so much. And we will never, ever, ever abandon you. Do you hear me?
Thank you.
You guys may laugh at this, but about once a week or so, I pray for Chris Watts. I pray for his parents a little more often. But I pray for the Ruziks as well. I can't even imagine.
I just wanted to see you and give you a hug.
Oh, my heart is
Soon you'll be able
breaking.
to.
I know, hug.
It's so difficult. And this man was
Yeah, I can see it.
abused.
There's something in it, but I can't see what it is. But
It's me and you.
oh, okay.
Oh. She's got a locket with a photo of
A saying on
she
the back
and
of
Chris. What's the saying on
it.
the
A
back?
mother's love.
A mother's love. I understand that.
You mean so much to us, Chris.
I was going to say, I don't think my daughter with a penis would ever murder someone. But if she did, I would feel the same way. I would support him. I would hope he would go to a men's jail. But I would feel the same way. And, oh my goodness. I think that if my daughter were in a relationship the way Chris was, I would have said 12,000 times prior, get out. My child, at the age of 22, just relocated from Florida to Tennessee to go be with a partner. And I'm impressed. My goodness, I've never moved across the country or diagonally, whatever. The only time I've ever left home is when I went to college. And I'm still here. Well, I was born in Missouri. My parents moved to D.C. before I was 2. So I'm impressed with my kid. But I most definitely would tell my daughter with a penis, get out of this relationship. She just moved to Tennessee, and I said, do not move in with this person. You get your own place, and then work on your relationship. And that's what they're doing, and I appreciate that. And the girlfriend's going to be a cop. She's a cop in Nashville. Actually, right now, she's in training.
I know what happened, but...
They love guns. I love guns also, but... My daughter with a penis really loves guns.
Never.
Of course not. No mother will ever stop loving.
Never stop loving you guys either, trust me.
Oh, Cindy.
Is there anything we can do?
No, there's not. You needed to do it.
Just your love and support is all I need.
You needed to do it years ago.
You've got
you needed to wake him up years ago.
You've got that.
Yeah, I heard that Chris Watts' sister changed her name, and I could probably do some research. But why? Because she was married. So let's say she married Jim Jones. Well, she's whatever Jones now. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. So why would she need to change her name?
I've gotten a lot of good letters from people, just like people with support. So.
I still mail him letters.
Honey, you don't know how much support you had out here.
I mail Chris letters about quarterly. If there's something you would like me to say to him, leave it below.
People support
I'm writing him a letter right now.
So many still support you.
Well,
and
they don't support you because they believe you're innocent. They support you because you were an abused spouse for 8 years. They don't really understand.
Wish I could ask you more.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Just not now, right?
No.
Now.
No. But this is what you want?
This is my decision.
Yes.
This is what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so this is the night before sentencing.
Now this nightmare has to be over for everybody.
He still hasn't explained to his parents that Shannon didn't actually kill the girls. This is the first. They still don't understand, and that is part of her frustration. She believes Shannon was crazy. Well, Shannon was crazy.
But don't ever confess
my water
to
isn't
something
working.
You didn't do.
I know, but
he did it.
This is my decision, though.
Right. Don't ever confess to anything you didn't do. And he says, I know. This is my decision. I'm sorry, Chris, but your balls aren't even big enough to just say, well, apparently he did say, I pled guilty for a reason. But I have not seen that yet.
This is all me, okay?
I want you, if this is your decision, then you get in there and you make something. Your story's not over.
Oh no, honey, it's not over. It's 3.5, 4 years later, and we're still talking about it. I also heard that a wealthy benefactor paid the mortgage off on the Watts parents' home. And I hope that's true, because these people need a little bit of light in their lives.
It's just another beginning of something else, Chris.
Oh, honey.
But your story does not end here.
It's a toe tag.
It doesn't end here.
No, it does.
You were made for something else then.
No, he'll leave prison with a toe tag.
I don't know what it is yet, but you are...
When a prisoner goes into prison and they're sentenced to life without parole, they are called toe taggers.
Someone that I always felt that...
Because they won't leave until they have a tag on their toe.
You had a pure heart.
Obviously he did.
A pure heart.
He was a good man.
No one could ever say anything bad about you.
It's probably going to be a four-parter.
Or the kindest person there ever was.
I agree.
You were my smart kid. I mean, you were my...
Oh, stop it. Your other daughter has a college degree. And
Lord,
you don't need a college degree to be
rebelled.
smart. But come on, man.
Kid, you were
Come on,
perfect.
Cindy.
You were the perfect kid.
What's his sister's name? Oh, my goodness. It's bothering
Everything
me
you
now.
did, you did with...
With what?
You were so conscientious. You are so conscientious.
Thank you.
And we will be there tomorrow. We will all be there tomorrow. Me, Jamie, and Dad.
I was just about to say. So I looked it up. Her name was Jamie. Right as Google popped it up, it said Jamie, and then Mom said that. I will also let you guys know that the Watts were able to travel back and forth from Colorado, and their hotels were all paid for under the Colorado Victims Bill. I believe almost every state has this, where if you are the victim of a crime, the state will cover the cost. So, good for Colorado, because these people lost grandchildren as well. Good for Colorado for not politicizing this and just hooking these two people up, because they had the same grief as the Ruziks, but probably more. Pick which side would you want to be on if you had to be on one of these sides. You'd definitely much rather be the pure victim. And the Watts, oh my goodness.
You're like, I think Amy told me you felt guilty for going out to eat the other night. I want you guys to,
live your lives.
To still feel like you can live a normal life too,
Right. Well, this is difficult.
Well, I know. This...
Thank you, Brooke.
And we will. For you, I'll do that. For
Brooke,
you, I will do that.
Brooke, thank you, but this is difficult to watch.
Birthdays, holidays, I want you guys to still live like it was, like this wasn't going on, okay?
Okay.
Let's see.
I just wish you would have talked to us more.
Right?
I know.
Well, he wasn't allowed to talk to you more because he was an abused man whose wife had him brainwashed. And then he had 5 weeks alone, and that brainwashing started dissipating, and he didn't have enough time. Well, this is hard. This is very difficult to watch.
But you are so loved. There's no doubt about that. Your family is here for you. We will always be here for you, and you know that.
A lot of people that are here for you, Chris. We hate what you did.
Your life is not over.
But
it is not over.
Not understand isn't the right word.
And you better stay strong, because I have got to stay strong.
Oh, honey.
Okay? I have got to stay strong, because this is
oh, my Burt's Bees is empty out here.
We all will get through this together.
Okay.
You, me, Ronnie, Jamie, all of us will get through this together.
Why is she calling
because we love you
Ronnie
so much.
Calling Dad.
I don't care what you did. I love you so much.
You do care what you did.
They're going to give us all your photos back and your trophies.
Oh, okay.
And we've got all your jerseys.
Okay.
And what are you going to do with them? I mean, seriously, the man is going to die in prison. He's a toe tagger. So what are you going to do with all those trophies and stuff? And why the heck do you still have these trophies? You're 30-something years old.
Gosh, some of them still have...
I back up. I have my second grade Annandale Bantams Bowler of the Month trophy, and it hangs in my bathroom. So just pretend I said nothing about the trophies. I get the trophies, love them.
Thanks on them.
I know there was one jersey that I wore a lot. It was the Ryan Shazier jersey.
Yes.
And I just wore that one a lot because he got injured. I think not this past the season beforehand.
2 years
he had
prior,
a neck injury, and he didn't think he'd ever walk again. So
and he's walking again now, and he's perfectly fine. Yes, Ryan
he's walking now, so
good dude.
It's definitely like a big comeback. But I wore that jersey a lot. That's why I like some of the other ones still had tags on them.
Will you tell Jamie that name, because I'll forget it.
Oh, okay.
Tell Jamie that name, so she'll say when we,
This is so difficult to watch.
Brought some items back.
Do you have any pictures from the house or anything, or no?
Why do you want pictures from your house?
Pictures from your house?
Yeah. I didn't know if you had any from there or not.
Why do you want them, Chris?
They didn't give us anything like that.
Okay.
They just brought your jerseys back.
Why do you want them? Okay, here, hold on. So, The Rusex Cindy just said, the Rusex didn't give us any photos from the house. They brought your jerseys back. Jerseys are expensive. I don't know if you've ever bought a real NFL or MLB jersey, but they are about $150 each. I know Chris had at least 2 or 3. We've seen him in that color-coded closet. The Rusex could have junked those, tossed them right into the trash, but they didn't. They had enough love and respect for the Watts that they gave those back to them. The Rusex are not bad people. The Watts are not bad people. Neither one of these families are getting anything they deserved. Anything.
Let's see. And
honey, I'm recording.
There were still some trophies there.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there's still quite a few things that...
The man says hello.
That I'm sure is probably still at the house or something.
Gotcha.
I was gonna...
Can you even imagine this?
I don't know about almost ashes.
I think
they could find them.
If the urn's still in there, it's on the dresser in the bedroom.
Whose urn? I have never heard anything about an urn full of ashes.
Well, maybe I can swing by there. I don't know. Whatever we're able to get from that toolbox, we're going to put it aside to come visit you, and just where there's a will, there's a way, and we're going to figure it out.
Yeah, just use it for whatever.
So his parents did sell his toolbox. They sold everything they could sell, and it wasn't for a need to pay their electric bill or for Cindy to get her nails done, but there's nothing else to do with it. They sold everything they could, and I do know the benefactor who paid off Cindy and Ronnie's mortgage does fund their trips up to Wisconsin.
You need to trust me.
I'm curious, is that tax deductible?
If that's what I need. I need to see my son.
Amen.
I need to see my son.
Amen.
You can, like the toolbox, and if the snowblower's still in there, you can do that too.
We just got a snowblower. We bought a snowblower last October or so, and it is March 1st, and it's still not been cold here. We're not going to get to use our snowblower this year.
Honestly.
My father bought a snowblower, and the first snow we had, he snowed 7 houses on the one way and 7 houses on the other way, the sidewalks and the driveways. I got to use it. A snowblower is a ton of fun.
Oh my gosh.
It's still in the garage because that thing's too heavy to move anyways.
And they're not that heavy. Come on, Chris.
Well, I don't know what.
I pushed my
what's in there,
snowblower
what
around.
isn't. I don't know if Frank and them took it home.
They're not taking it home. They're in North Carolina.
No. None of that stuff matters to me.
Yeah.
I'm
amen.
just happy that you're okay, and that you are going to
just think about how this woman feels.
This work.
She knew.
And
Shannon was crazy.
Whatever else you need.
And she knew from day one. Hey kids, just 2 or 3 videos ago, I brought this up. Shannon, when Chris was telling his parents he had a new girlfriend, Shannon said, okay, well, Shannon was 4 or 6 months older than Chris was. But Shannon said, make sure you tell them you're dating an older woman. And she was trying to imply that, and I'm going to make up the age. What was Chris? 26. So Shannon was 26 and a half. But Shannon wanted his parents to think she was an older woman, 35 or something. Which is just fraud. And it's a lie that didn't need to be made. You know that dude in England, Prince Harry? He just wrote a book. Wah! I think his book is called Spare. But he wrote in the book that he lost his virginity to an older woman. Well, the girl was 14 months older than he was. She was an older woman. His current wife, I believe, is 2.5 years older than he is. So is his current wife elderly? The point is, Shannon started this relationship with lies and games and garbage.
Sure, we support you 100%. I don't care what happened. You know, if you ever want to tell us, fine. But right now, I just want you to be okay. Christopher, you look really good.
Thank you. You do too.
You do. You look really, really good.
He's got lots of time to do push-ups.
The service on Sunday, oh my gosh, it was so
Rudy's
pretty.
awake.
Everything was decorated so nicely for Halloween, and we had crosses made for each of them, and
I'm curious if they had a cross made for Nico. And did they spell it N-I-C-O or N-E-C-O? Because Chris wanted to spell it N-E-C-O, and Shannon said no.
Bought a CD player at Walmart, and
this is creepy. I've heard this before.
And it kept skipping, and it kept skipping, and it kept skipping.
This is creepy.
And so they sang the song without the CD. And then the second CD they put in, it was skipping and skipping and skipping. And Monica said, "Okay, that's little Cece."
Monica, you're creepy AF. Because that's creepy.
She is over there messing
laughing
with that CD.
Well, he murdered her.
Right this minute.
No, she's
and
not.
then an
She's
eagle
dead.
flew over the gravesite. And,
really?
Yeah, and it was. And the pictures that
difficult.
we took, they were they had a ray of sunshine in each picture of all of them. And
oh, Brooke, why did you send this to me? This is breaking my heart.
It was a nice service. Everyone attended.
Think about, they had to have 2 separate funerals for these people. And if the Ruzeks and the Watts all loved everyone, they shouldn't have had to have 2 separate funerals. I think the Watts were most definitely in the harder position.
Everyone sends their love. Mike, Joey, Keith, Juana, Debbie, Linda, Christina. All of them send their love to you,
Oh my
Chris.
goodness.
Please, please.
My heart breaks for this woman. Because she knew Shannon was crazy.
Promise me.
Think about this.
I can't.
Shannon's parents knew about the bankruptcy in 2015 because they co-signed a credit card for her after it. Chris's parents knew none of this. They did not find out about any of this until weeks after the murder.
I won't do anything like that.
I believe that when Chris told his parents Shannon was pregnant with a 3rd child, Cindy made a comment about, well, it's good they're doing so well financially. They can afford a 3rd child.
Oh, I can't lose you.
What pictures did you choose for the service?
Oh,
I can't even imagine asking these questions.
In Colorado, the one where Cece just turned around, and I got a really good close-up picture of her. And
because her mother wasn't telling her what to say.
Used that, and then the one with Bella at the splash pad where she was wrapped up in the blanket, and she
Bella's
looked
was a beautiful little
peaceful,
child,
so solemn,
and she was
just serious,
Bella
just like
was almost 5. She was going to be 5 in, I believe, December. Cece had just turned 3. These were 2 children that were abused their entire lives. Chris went through 8 years of that. However, he was, 34, 35 when it happened. These children spent 100% of their existence being abused.
you know, she was just you.
Yeah.
She was you. She was you. And Got so many people out there that love.
I agree. I believe Bella had more of Chris's tendencies, and Cece had more of Shannon's.
And pray for you. And they know what kind of man you are. Everybody knows what kind of man you are. So.
I'll stay strong, trust me.
You better stay strong. And we're going to be there tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, you've already told him that. Of course you're going to be there tomorrow.
And would you like us, how about on the 19th? Can we come on the 19th?
That's
the
totally
19th?
Up to you if you want to.
Okay. That's going to be a tough day.
It's going to,
the
that
19th.
day's going to be really rough.
I'm confused.
I'll
figure it out
later.
later.
Tomorrow's going to be more short, but that day's going to be very long.
We'll be here. We'll be here for you. Okay?
Okay.
I know. I just want to sit here and look at you.
You know, your mother knows. If you're dating someone and your mother says, I have a bad feeling about that person, don't just throw your mother off. Take a bit of time and think about it. Mothers know. We have intuition. I say we, but I'm a mother. We know. And Cindy knew from the beginning. Hang on one second. Are you leaving?
Yeah.
To Home Depot and stuff?
My phone.
Okay. Love you. Bye. We know. We know. Cindy knew from day one this woman was trouble.
Dad showed me his bracelet. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I got one too.
That's good.
You and your dad are so much alike.
Yeah.
So much alike.
I agree.
Oh my gosh.
Makes me miss my
Chris.
father. I love you, Dad.
Gosh, it's so good to see you.
If your parents are dead, send them a little prayer right now.
Okay, yes.
Mine are both dead.
Yes, on the 19th.
You guys know I have that dog, Rudy. He murdered my mother. My mother was just 3 or 4 weeks away from going into a home for Alzheimer's. And Rudy gets all on our feet. And you can go in my channel and find my mother's murder. My dog, Rudy, murdered my mother. He got on her feet. She fell over. She hit her head. And she hit her head a couple of times. There was blood everywhere. I may make another video about that. If you'd like to know more about my mother's murder, I'll make a second video. Let me know below.
Absolutely. I want to be there to support you.
Understand, my mother was murdered by the dog.
Okay.
Not a real person.
That's the week of Thanksgiving. Just remember that.
The 19th is?
The week of it. I think it's on a Monday, right?
No.
Yeah, it's on a
Thanksgiving
Monday.
is
On a Monday?
always the last, or
don't want you
the
to
third
do
Thursday
this
in
by
Thanksgiving.
yourself.
So no.
It mean a lot. It's gonna.
Do you think they give them turkey in prison on Thanksgiving?
It's gonna be a long day that day.
I know it will be.
Compared to tomorrow, it's just gonna be like 30 minutes maybe at the max, and then it'll be done. But yeah, that day is gonna be long.
Think of all the
How long?
traveling these people
I
had to do.
don't know. It just kind of depends.
Thank goodness they weren't worrying about diversity in transportation at this point.
Just depends.
Well, you'll get through it. We all will get through it together. Your team, your mom, me, your dad, Jamie.
And this hurts my heart.
I don't know if Jamie will be there, but
I can't
we will
even imagine.
definitely be there.
Okay.
People out there, they know who you are,
Yes. And they know your wife was a psycho.
and they know what kind of person you are, and
You think about that, you guys. Had he not had
you make
$20,000 in his savings account when she met him, he may still be a free man. That's all it was. This chick was just like Harry's wife. It was all about the stinking Benjamins. She wanted money. She met Chris. She found out he had $20K in savings, which for a 22-year-old, oh man, I'm sorry about the ages, 23-year-old. I don't remember exactly, and frankly, I don't care. No, 25. He was 30, so 25. For a 25-year-old to have $20,000 in savings, that's impressive. That is a man who has his priorities in line. Shannon met him, and oh my goodness, She got an erection.
Want
and yet she divorced the dude who became an attorney.
It's an amazing book for sure.
And Ronnie got baptized?
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, I don't get all that.
You're the only person in this world that can make that man do anything.
So, your son murders 3.5 people, 4 people, and that makes you get baptized and go to God. Well, then I guess anything that makes you go to God is good. But I think it's kind of creepy that that's what made you go to God.
Everybody wanted him
definitely going to be
a
two-parter.
Remember Mama tried to get him to get baptized? Wouldn't do it because I'll just like with the smoking. I'll do it one day.
He still smokes.
I'm working on it. But
right.
You're the only one that could ever get it done. Yes. Everybody will be there when it comes. Everybody. So don't feel like you're ever alone.
Just been trying to adjust wherever I go.
You do. You do.
I can't even imagine.
I know. It's hard. I know it's so hard.
I'm going to finish this. I'm going to make this a 2-parter because I'm overwhelmed. My heart is racing. And I'm going to go write some more words to my letter to Chris. If there's something you would like me to include in that letter, please put it below. And if you want me to read you the letter, let me know. I'll read you the letter. But I'm mailing it in about 4 or 5 days.
Dare give up.
I won't.
And yes, I will be using the United States Postal Service because they have some of the greatest mailmen in the world.
Don't.
Me being one of them.
Because you mean too much to us.
I love being a mailman.
So much to us.
Well, you guys mean the world to me too, trust me.
I love you, Chris.
I love you too.
So, I think it's a little creepy that I understand this is all public and stuff, but why would this county release this? Just let it go or accidentally delete it. Why would you put this out?
30-something seconds. I don't think me and you've talked this long in a long time.
It's been a long time.
Well,
yeah.
Because your wife wouldn't allow you to talk to him, to her, to your mother. Remember? Alienation. That's how you control people. Just like Prince Harry's wife. If you're dating someone, I think I said this 15 minutes ago, and they do not want you to be around your family, that is the biggest, I did say it, red flag. Oh my goodness. Why do you not want to be around my family?
It's been a long time. It's all I ever wanted.
I'm getting sick to my stomach. My empathy is just coming out my butt, and I'm not farting. I promise I won't talk about farting again.
Okay.
Well,
Alright.
I may.
Bye.
Okay, Cindy. I'm going to shut that down. There's a lot more to this. I'm overwhelmed. I literally get a physical sensation when I watch this case. It breaks my heart. I don't. He is a monster. He put his hands around his wife's neck and he murdered her. But he murdered his daughters twice. I mean, I believe that he thought he had killed them at home and then he took them out to the oil site and killed them again. However, you understand. Oh my goodness. This is why we are still watching this. This happened in August 2018. It is now March 1st, 2023. And we are still talking about this. Okay. You're still watching right now. I'm humbled. I'm shocked. Hit that little thumbs up. Hit subscribe. God bless. I'll see you in just again. I'm overwhelmed.